Welcome to another Media Guide program opening video. If I cough a time or two, please excuse me. I am kind of under the weather, but I brought my stuff here, so I wanted to knock this out. This is a program from Massachusetts from July 1st. It might have even been the first one that I got and put on the pile. I've bought some other programs from this gentleman, and they'll probably be coming up in the near future as we're beginning to get the pile down of the unopened items. So, always the predetermined. Okay, well, we have the Southern California Sun against the Birmingham Americans from October 16th, 1974. This is, of course, the World Football League. And this was a regular season battle between two of the teams that made the playoffs, and the Americans would win the only World Bowl, which was the World Football League Championship. A little bit of scuffing on the front cover, but that's okay. I knew that wasn't there. Follow the Sun. Two word beer. So this must be at Southern California. Yes, that's probably the case. Okay. I was thinking Birmingham was the home team, but it's not. This will be Southern California, who was the team that I rooted for at the tender age of 6. I was an odd little guy. These are all over eBay from Gulf. I do not have them. I should have them. They are a set of coasters that comes inside the little crock, and each team's logo and colors are on there. They're really not all that expensive. You can get them for between $15 to $25. I do not have them. I should have them. Maybe I'll get off my rear end and get them. Eat, drink, and meet Mary, or Joan, or Carol, or many of the other lovely young wenches who delight serving you at Jolly Ox. This coaching staff, head coach Tom Fears, NFL Hall of Famer, and formerly coached the New Orleans Saints before that. Ernie Wheelwright was a running back for the Saints, I believe. A little preview of the game with, I believe that's Kermit Johnson. James McAllister, the father of former Ravens All-Pro cornerback Chris McAllister, and Kermit Johnson were highly ranked collegians out of UCLA, and the Southern California Sun signed them both before they could get to the NFL draft. They would leave the Sun before the first playoff game because their paychecks were bouncing. Well, here comes some Army and some New York Life, which was they were a big football sponsor in the 70s. Keeping things ship-shape. The Southern California Sun Equipment Crew. The Sizzler, the official World Football League restaurant. Hey, Shooter, want to go down to the Sizzler and get some grub? What's in the future for the World Football League? These are players that have signed with the World Football League, but still have one more season to play in the NFL before their option would come out. Most of these guys would not wind up hitting the World Football League, but you'll recognize some of them that did. Larry Zonka would play for Memphis. Brian Dowling would play for New York. John Gilliam would play for the Hawaiians. I don't remember if L.C. Greenwood did or not. Calvin Hill certainly played for the Hawaiians. Ted Kowalik did. Darryl Lamonica was the quarterback of the Suns in 1975. Don't remember. Paul Warfield played for Memphis. And Dick Witcher would play for the Southern California Sun, and he passed away like 2 days ago. Look for him as a possible cleaning out the inbox passings coming up next time we do that. The Taylor wine with the Answer grape. And here's an article about the Memphis to delivery for $75, an article by Gary Moore of the Memphis Commercial Appeal, which is still open. And the signing of Larry Zonka, Paul Warfield, and Jim Kick. There's an article on Dick Corey, who was the head coach of the Portland Storm and would be coach of the USFL as the head coach all 3 years of the Boston, New Orleans, Portland Breakers. The WFL goes on a Hawaiian holiday. I've always called them the Honolulu Hawaiians, but they actually, if you bought a pennant, which you can find on eBay, they are just the Hawaiians. I don't know why they did that. Don't really care for the jerseys much. It's brown and not so great in orange. Mike Giddings was the Hawaiians head coach. No other wagon has had this, a new kind of Volkswagen. I'm sure it was great. The hula dancer, which is the obligatory Hawaiian. And there's Calvin Hill of soon to be formerly of the Cowboys, and Ted Kwolek, who was with the 49ers at the time. And there's the Hula Bowl, which is Aloha Stadium is what they call it now. That is still where the University of Hawaii Rainbows play. On the road with the Sun. I bet you that was a lot of fun considering the financial problems in the league. There's the roster right alongside the All-American Sports Nut. Another one of those beautiful 70s cars. And then there's the starting lineup for the Sun. And some of these guys either played in the NFL or would move on. Ike Harris turned out to be a really solid receiver for the Cardinals and the Saints. Dave Parks was formerly the number 1 pick in the draft by the 49ers and played for the 49ers and the Saints. Kermit Johnson and James McAllister would each get a cup of coffee with the 49ers and Eagles respectively. Tony Adams would make the Kansas City Chiefs as a backup. On defense, Dave Roller would play for the Packers. Charles Desjardins would play for the Rams. Durwood Keaton would spend some time with the expansion Tampa Bay Bucks. Over on Birmingham, who would win the league, Paul Costa was a former Denver Bronco. George Meyer had been around the league. Most of his career was with the 49ers. Charlie Haraway was a running back for the 1972 NFC champion Redskins. And the defense, Larry Willingham, was finishing out a good career after spending most of it with the St. Louis Cardinals. And here's the Americans roster. And they'll look at the Americans. Defensive back Steve Williams won the game for Birmingham in the team's first matchup in July. Williams picked off a Tony Adams pass and raced untouched for a touchdown that iced the game. This previews the Suns' next game, where they will play the Philadelphia Bell. And the WFL's leading passer at the time, King Corcoran. You may remember Corcoran as that incredibly colorful quarterback from those NFL films. Pieces on him. If you haven't seen them, look them up on eBay. They're tremendous. And this is Birmingham veteran George Meyer with that WFL ball. I have one of those, and I would rather have that than the coaster set if I have to choose. All-American Sports lamp, painted any color you choose. That is a creepy looking lamp. Pass. Featuring the rookies. This is I believe is that McAllister or Johnson? They spent a lot of money on those two guys and an lineman named Booker Brown, and none of them, and they all left before the Suns' playoff loss. How many of these guys? Chuck Ramsey would wind up punting for several years with the Jets. Lucius Selman, the older brother of Leroy and Dewey, who were still at Oklahoma at this time. Norris Weiss would help the Denver Broncos score their only touchdown in their 1978 Super Bowl loss to Dallas. Danny White, longtime punter and quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And there's the three, McAllister, Brown, and Johnson. There's some more booze, a dawn of a new age with some really large stereo speakers. You ever notice that when it comes to that kind of stuff, things go bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller? But more to Bank AmeriCard than just money. Bank AmeriCard is what was the forerunner to Visa. This is Dennis Weaver, star of Gunsmoke and McCloud. And here's want to talk football with Sir Speedy Instant Printing. Here's some more Southern California Sun in action against the Portland Storm. Some referee signals, no, and not scantily clad like those ones we've seen of late. There's where you can get the Southern California Sun superb gift for special friends. And there's Love's, which is a truck stop in some parts of the country, a restaurant in others. We just recently got a Love's here, I guess a year or two ago. And this Burger Eat Burger World, the Whopper, the better burger. And this is my favorite part of the show. This is where you could get all sorts of cool stuff and see how much it costs then. You could have got a Southern California Sun pennant for $1.25. I do have one of those in my room, hanging up. I'll have to do that sometime. Helmet lamp, $35. I'm all in. If you have a Southern California Sun helmet lamp, let me know. We'll work something out. $35 in 1974 was not inexpensive. There's a towel for $1.35, a terry cloth, a million uses. And then there's some various shirts. Turtleneck, magenta with 2-color logo. I'm sure that was nice and quiet. Okay, and then Zenith, who seemingly advertised on everything in the world when it comes to sports in the 1970s. So, no standby needed today. The Birmingham Americans at the Southern California Sun will be back. I ordered 4 or 5 programs from the same gentleman. They are here, but they are on the pile. So one day when I pull out a big program, big stack, I'll probably break those up into various videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make an old man happy. Anybody's actually caring about any of this. So until then, we'll see you next time.